Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Worse. It's a Viltrumite. Viltrumites in the Invincible universe are one of the strongest beings ever. They can fly, punch even harder, and don't even get me started on their slicing technique. That's one thing we're getting into another time. But at that point, you'd think the Viltrumites are I'm not doing that again, guys, I promise. But what if I told you there was one thing that could take the Viltrumites out? The Scourge virus. Hello guys, so I'm DDS here, and I'll be giving you your weekly content, and today we are going to be getting into the one ethical question of, was the Scourge virus ethical? Now, if you don't know what the Scourge virus is, I heavily advise you to watch season 4, especially season 4 episode 2 of Invincible, which does explain into Nolan's side of the Scourge virus. Now, the Scourge virus was invented by Thaddeus, known by the Viltrumites as the Great Betrayer, and he took his own DNA and manufactured it to be able to make the Scourge virus, which eliminates Viltrumites on a cellular level, altering their DNA and making them basically poof. Now, I saw this question on TikTok, and this made me think for a while. People were asking, was the Scourge virus ethical? And in my opinion, as of now, I still believe it was ethical and it was needed. But people's argument was the fact that Viltrumites were able to change, such as Nolan, whilst reaching humanity. Now, in my opinion, I want to look at a few characters and see if these characters are truly redeemable. Now, I'm going to be getting into the comics and into the TV series, so I will be trying to be wary, so I don't want to spoil too much for other people. But as of now, we have seen the Scourge virus and its capabilities and what it's able to do. That shit took out 90% of the population. That ring there you see, that is not normal rings. But in my opinion, when we look at characters like Nolan is a few thousand years old, and before Earth, trust me, this guy was no normal average walking mill guy. This guy was conquering planets, entire solar systems. They were blocking sunlight from planets to stop other species such as the Ragnars. Now, the Ragnars in the series are one of the strongest things that aren't the Viltrumites due to their gravitational pull on their Earth being, I don't know if it's 10, but I do know it's heavily stronger than it is on Viltrum. So those are one of the weaknesses, and what they do when they encounter weaknesses is they eliminate them. People such as the ray gun guy, I sound like such a lava, Space Racer, please, with his ray gun, and other weaknesses are eliminated, because the Viltrumites mentality isn't as a normal one. I don't believe Viltrumites with that mentality can coexist properly with other species. We've literally seen them own slaves. Like, look at this guy, he just dropped the box. You'd think he'd be nice to him. No. And we've been able to see Nolan's character change throughout the series. I'd say it's probably one of the best character developments I've seen since Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, in my opinion. I really like Nolan's character. His apology to Debbie was a bit hilarious, but Paul is not letting that Debbie shit go. I'm telling you, he's cracking it. Anyways, I believe Nolan is not just a one-off Viltrumite. We've seen it in the comics and later on in the series that there are Viltrumites that are able to change. Thaddeus is one of the first people to change as the Great Betrayer, killing the Grand Regent Argyle. Now, before getting into spoilers, I'm just going to leave off at that. We're going to develop that a bit later on in the video. But as of now, main Viltrumites that we look at now are Nolan, Conquest, Anissa, Lucan, and Krieg. We'll get into those. Now, we know Nolan. We've seen Nolan the most, and the longer time he has spent on Earth, the more he is able to change and redeem himself as a person. Now, Conquest is a different thing. We've seen this guy fight Mark, and we just recently saw this guy fight Oliver and Nolan. This guy, there is no redeeming this guy. Look at his face. There's not a single that guy could not change whatsoever. All the Viltrumites. I wonder why. I wonder why. I do. But I feel like characters like Conquest, Nolan did previously state that he wasn't always like this. So there was something that previously changed him. Maybe it could have been pre-Scourge virus or post-Scourge virus, because we do find out that the Scourge virus did alter how they regenerated, since that's why Conquest has a scratched eye and a broken arm. Now, in my opinion, I don't think Conquest is a very redeemable character in the slightest, and that's one reason again why I do feel like the Scourge virus was needed. Now, when we come to characters like Anissa, you don't know, man, no, she's just a redeemer. Nah, it's fine. We come to people like Krieg and Frag. I believe that they do show places of redemption. We learn later on in the comics, after Frag and the Viltrumites infiltrate Earth, Frag has given them the order to infiltrate and try and impregnate as many people as possible. Now, as doing that, Lucan and Krieg both don't do that. Lucan only impregnates one person as he learns that his partner has been cheated on before and he doesn't want to do that. And Krieg has shown to be using his powers when told not to, because his many wives, he's got a few baby mamas over there. And this in my opinion, shows that Viltrumites do have the slight chance of being redeemed and being better. But does that excuse the thousands and thousands of years of tyranny that they did? No. And this is why I go back to my point of believing that the Scourge virus should have been used the first time. But later on in the comics, we do learn that Alan does take the more perfected serum of the Scourge virus and was going to use it again. Now, in my opinion, I don't believe that using the Scourge virus again was worth it. Knowing later on how humans and Viltrumites share very similar genetic DNA, that Viltrumite virus, the Scourge virus, could have also been deadly to humans. Now, in my opinion, I don't believe exterminating a loads of life for the greater good. I feel like there could be another solution, and as of now, Viltrumites and humans are living peacefully. Frag has made a peace deal with Mark and Nolan and the rest of Earth to Celeste data, and nothing will happen. Now, would I believe Frag? I don't think I have a choice. But in my opinion, I don't think using the Scourge virus a second time was worth it. And we saw how that went. Now, do I believe there's characters in the show that don't deserve a second chance? Yes, I do believe that. And this is a very prime example of that. I really do hope they change that character in the TV show, because if they're still going around, I think they're going, yeesh. But I believe, as much as the bad that they have done, they do not deserve a second chance. But they have shown the ability to redeem themselves whilst giving a touch of humanity, which brings the main question of, was the Scourge virus justified? Now, I understand both sides, because people can relate this back into real life, bring fiction into non-fiction, and compare it to atrocities that did happen in real life, as such examples as the Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear bombings in 1945, and I do see the links. I know this is a crazy thing to say, I know, what's this guy talking about, invisible in Nagasaki, bro? But I do see why people would say that, but at the same time, I don't believe it's justified, and that's why I'm on the side of I don't believe it's justified. And that will be the end of the video today, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I have been getting back into streaming recently, and thank you guys so much for the views for the last video. I'm still arguing with you guys in the comment section till this day, but that's what I love about doing this. Make sure to leave more comments. I love arguments, even if they're negative. But just like that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace.